To hell with procrastination, because life punishes procrastinators massively. And what do I mean by that? So if you have been delaying working on your health goals and changing it for the better, for good, so that you don't need to do the process all over again and again and again, just like when you do with yo-yo and crash dieting, right? So you want permanent solutions, but you keep delaying them. Well, you might be a massive procrastinator, and you definitely want to avoid being in this spot. But for now, you haven't succeeded yet, so probably that's why you're watching this video. And what do I mean by procrastinators are punished twice? How can you be punished twice for the same act or the same bad habit, right? So first of all, in the first round, you get punished by not getting the results, depriving yourself of the result that you could be getting if you hadn't been procrastinating, right? And the second is that you're paying 10 times the amount of price for your inactions. So for example, you have a good chance today, even if you're 40, 50 years old, just like most of my clients, you have a great chance of still having the energy, still having the drive of changing your health, or getting in better shape, right? Increasing your energy levels. You have all the opportunities for that, and you're still young enough to make it happen and to get yourself together and to make the transformation happen in a sustainable way so you can maintain it for the rest of your life. You still have all these traits and all these opportunities, right? So, but if you keep delaying it, you pay the price 10 times, right? Because more health issues, more complications will come up. So later on, you can't move. You can't, keep rowing or keep running, keep walking without running out of breath. And then those multi-six-figure medical bills arrive. You're not happy about it, of course. And this is what I say, you are paying the price 10 times as much by procrastinating, right? Because this is not the right time, I'm not ready for this, it's just not the right year for it, I have a high season in business, I'm too busy with family, I'm too busy with this, too busy with that. So you will keep on finding any kind of excuse for not putting it that 2 to 3 hours per week, because we are not talking about more than that. But you will find the excuses, you will keep delaying working on your health, and then here you go, a couple of years later down the line, your health is in ruins, you have a terrible condition, let's say your blood pressure is high, or you become diabetic, or you start having heart issues, or some genetic illness gets strengthened by you being overweight or high body fat, right? And all of these unhealthy things and their consequences. Or just very simply, your grandkids tell you they want to go and walk in the park or play with you, and you just can't go because you're out of energy, right? So this is how you are punished for being a procrastinator. So think about this deeply, that okay, it might involve taking some risks, it might involve changing your lifestyle and a couple of core habits about yourself, but this is a small price to pay compared to what you're paying later if you still keep procrastinating. So if you're watching this video, you have probably already made it in your career or business. So you're probably around 40, 50 years old, just like majority of my clients, and you're thinking that, okay, if I have already made my part, did my part when it comes to my career, my profession, my business, you're financially set, but you feel like in the past couple of years and decades, you have put on your health on the back burner. I can completely understand that, but now it's time for a change. So if you have been consistent with procrastinating this change, this switch in your habits, if you've been so consistent with this for decades, imagine how much you could achieve if you've been consistent with a couple of health habits, right? So just switch the habits, but you don't have to necessarily switch the behavior, the core behavior itself, because you've been addicted to procrastination. Okay, cool. Now let's be addicted to healthy habits, right? That's all you need to do. You don't have to switch human nature, because human nature is addictive. Human nature is structured in a way that, okay, you will be sticking to certain things. You just need to switch up. What things are you sticking to? Are you sticking to mentally weakening yourself and keep telling yourself that, okay, this is not the right time? Or realize that the right time is always when you say it is the right time, you decide internally, and then just go for it, right? So think about, okay, what are the results that you deprive yourself of by not starting today? And also think of what are the consequences of not starting it today later down the line? What are the associated costs? What are the associated risks? How would it feel like not being able to be present for your family? How would it feel like for them to be just visitors in the elderly home that they put you in, right? How would it feel like for them to see you suffer from lethal diseases or being weak for a prolonged period of time for the last 1 or 2 decades of your life, being hooked on 6 different medications? This is the future that you want? Because if not, then you stop procrastinating, right? You stop making excuses. You stop accepting the fact that you're overweight. You say that, okay, it's not okay, right? It can't go on this way. Enough is enough. You need to stop accepting that you can only fall asleep with certain types of medication. That's not true. You need to stop accepting the fact that you will deteriorate at the rate as your peers do, right? That you're losing so much muscle mass every single year, that your joints become worse and worse every single year. You can turn this all around. You are not hormonally disadvantaged just because you're over 40 years old. Yes, naturally you can expect some drops here and there, but with the right systems in place, you can, for example, double your testosterone levels. You can increase your sleep hormone production naturally. There are so many ways that you can improve your health without any kind of external interventions, that there is just no reason for you not to at least give them a shot. So how much would it be worth for you, another 3 or 4 decades lived with your absolute maximal energy levels, with the best health and the best shape you have ever been in? Honestly, you just can't put a price tag on it, but you can definitely put a cost label on procrastination, because it's costing you a lot. And if you procrastinate, as I said before, you're being punished twice. So just let me tell you a couple of personal examples from my life of when I did not procrastinate and what were the results. So what would have happened if I procrastinated, right? So had I procrastinated getting in shape or starting to do some daily movement when I was like 12, 13 years old, right? Had I not done that, today probably I would be a junkie or a drug addict. Like lots of the peers I kind of like not grew up with, but I was forced into a community with, many of them became drug addicts, and I didn't want to. So I chose physical movement, exercise, and health, and nutrition, and just living the way that I thought it is rightful, and this is the right choice for me, right? Okay, had I not started acting as a child when I was like 9 years old, right? I wouldn't have this flow and confidence on video. I wouldn't be able to communicate properly with my clients. I would be nervous on calls. I'm never nervous on calls. Not even on video or in front of the camera. It's just natural for me because I got used to being in front of audiences. Had I not started powerlifting, I would have never had like a professional athletic background in some kind of sport. So for you, it could be anything else. You might have done football in college. Cool, okay, you have taken that risk, right? It's not that risky at the end of the day if you think about it. But you have taken that risk, you have taken your chances, and it worked because you established the movement habit. Okay, you fell off, you can come back because you have the muscle memory and your personal memories from that time when you've been consistent with your health. And we can say this for sure. Everybody feels the best in their own skin and about their own confidence when they are moving consistently, when you're taking care of your health. This is when you have the most energy. This is when you make the most money. This is when you make those moves in life which will ultimately, get the ball rolling and get things forward, right? So what else was there when I not procrastinated? Okay, for example, had I procrastinated, starting my business after coaching dozens of people with my background in nutrition, powerlifting, calisthenics, and so on and so on and so on. Had I not started my business, probably I would be sitting in a cubicle filling out Power BI queries right now. And nothing wrong with that. I love data science, what I've been trained on, right? Look at the beautiful sunrise. Anyway, I love data science, but I love this, what I'm doing right now, so much more, because I feel a sense of purpose, right? But had I not started to pursue my real purpose, I would not be doing this right now. I would be doing something which is killing my soul, and for me it's meaningless, even though I like it and I'm good at it, right? So I wouldn't have, as the Japanese say, I wouldn't have found my ikigai, which is like the mix of your passion, your vocation, and your profession, right? And this is what you have to follow, right? And well, had I not started my rock bands back then, I wouldn't have stage experience. Again, I wouldn't have the confidence I'm having right now. Had I not started just building my physique and getting my looks, how I feel about myself and my energy is correct, I wouldn't have the confidence I have today, right? So there are so many chances that you can take, and if you do not end up taking them, well, you don't get to enjoy all the benefits, and also you will pay the price later, and that price will be much bigger. So if you're the type of person who procrastinated a lot, but who is ready right now and ready to get rid of all of these excuses that you have no time, or this is not the right time for you, you're too busy, right? Or it is just not for you, you couldn't imagine yourself doing this, and so on and so on and so on. If you're not this type of person who makes excuses, but you used to be, then feel free to book a call with us down in the description below. Let's see how we could help you get rid of your extra pounds, double your energy levels, and change your health and body composition for good, for decades to come. But if you're the type of person who prefers to procrastinate, who still has to think about it after decades of delaying working on your health goals, well, you had decades for that. If you still can't decide, probably we are not the good fit to work with that shit, right? So we gotta get this straight. But if you are the one who makes it happen, then let's make it happen. And if you happen to enjoy this video and you learned a lot about procrastination and yourself, you discovered things that you might have not thought before, then feel free to leave a comment, a like, and a subscription. Deeply appreciated. And before I say goodbye, let me show you a couple of fellow men from age 35 to 55 who made it happen and who stopped procrastinating. Hopefully this will motivate you. These are a couple of my clients. I really hope they are visible. So these are the results that you can realistically expect within 6 months. And just think about it. If you have been procrastinating for a decade by now, how cool is that you can undo all those bad habits and all those negative side effects, right, that you have accumulated over a decade? You can just undo them in 6 months with the right guidance and systems in place. So if that's not cool for you, right, then keep going at your own pace, keep trying to figure out. But if you feel like that, hell yeah, I mean, let's fix it this year, book a call with us and let's make it happen. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.